If you are excellent at your job but slightly uncomfortable talking about your value, this episode is for you. A lot of high performing women believe that if they can just keep delivering, the promotion and the raise will come. But at a certain level, leadership does not reward effort, they reward advocacy backed up by impact. Today, we're talking about why self advocacy feels uncomfortable, why that discomfort is costing you, and how to think about promotion and compensation differently. Because being good at your job is not the same as being positioned for the next level. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Welcome to Career Growth for Working Women. If you're ambitious, capable, and quietly carrying more than your role reflects, you're in the right place. I'm Shannon, promotion and compensation coach, and I help women fast track their next promotion by teaching them how to show their value so clearly leadership can't overlook them. Here, we talk about career advancement, visibility, burnout recovery, and building confidence without burning yourself out or shrinking to fit someone else's expectations. So grab your coffee or reheat it for the third time and let's get into it. Let me say something that might feel a little confronting. If you're waiting for leadership to notice your readiness for promotion, you are still operating in contribution mode. And contribution mode does not automatically translate into advancement mode. Most high-performing women believe a version of this story. If I keep delivering at a high level, if I stay reliable, if I carry responsibility well, eventually someone will tap me for the next level. And sometimes that works early in your career. But later it slows down because leadership is not scanning for the hardest worker. They are scanning for the clearest next level solution that requires advocacy. And advocacy is where many capable women get uncomfortable, not because they lack confidence, but because they were rewarded for humility. They were rewarded for being agreeable. They were rewarded for letting their work speak for itself. So when it comes time to talk about promotion or compensation, something tightens. It feels self-focused. It feels risky. It feels like you might damage relationship. But here's what I want you to consider. If leadership does not have language to defend your promotion in a room you're not in, it will not happen. Readiness is not enough. Impact must be articulated, and articulation requires ownership. This is where overfunctioning often replaces advocacy. Instead of saying, I'm operating at the next level and I want to talk about scope and compensation, women think, let me take just on one more. Let me prove it again. Let me make it undeniable through effort. But more responsibility without clarity rarely changes title. It changes workload. And this is how burnout creeps in for high performers. You're not doing leadership level work without leadership level positioning. You're operating above your title without the authority or pay that matches it. And instead of having the conversation, you compensate. That compensation might look like over preparing, over delivering, over explaining, taking ownership of things that are not yours. All of that feels responsible, but none of it replaces advocacy. Advocacy does not mean demanding. It means naming your impact in business terms. It means saying, here's the level at which I'm operating. It means connecting your visibility style to your organizational outcomes. If you're an operational powerhouse, advocacy sounds like naming the scale and strategic effort of what you execute. If you're an impact influencer, advocacy sounds like connecting the momentum you create to measurable acceleration. If you are a connection leader, advocacy sounds like quantifying the trust and retention you strengthen. If you are a strategic visionary, advocacy sounds like clarifying the risk mitigation or direction setting you provide. Notice something? None of that requires becoming someone else. It requires becoming precise. High-performing women often fear that advocating will make them seem difficult, but overfunctioning silently creates resentment. And resentment erodes confidence. And eroded confidence slows advancement. The 5% shift here is simple, but not easy. Stop proving, start positioning. Stop assuming readiness is obvious. Start articulating impact. Stop waiting for recognition. Start initiating clarity. When you operate at that level, promotion conversations feel different. They feel grounded. They feel strategic. They feel aligned instead of emotional. Because you are not asking for approval. You are aligning title and compensation with impact that already exists. And that is a very different energy. If you've been feeling like you're carrying more than your role reflects, that is not something to quietly tolerate. It is something to examine. Are you operating above your level without naming it? Are you hoping someone notices instead of initiating the conversation? Are you compensating through effort instead of advocating through clarity? Those questions matter because acceleration does not come from exhaustion. It comes from visibility plus ownership. You do not need to be louder. You need to be legible. You do not need to be aggressive. You need to be aligned. And when you stop over-delivering in silence and start advocating in leadership language, something shifts. You feel steadier. You feel clearer. You feel less resentful because your energy is no longer leaking into proving. It is focused on positioning. That is the 5% level. Not more work, more ownership. Let that sit in with you, and I will see you next time. If today's episode sparked something for you, a question, an idea, or a realization, don't ignore it. I offer promotion strategy calls where we walk through your current role, your goals, and how to position you for your next promotion or raise without burning out or overworking. You can book that call using the link in the description. And if this episode helped you, sharing it or leaving a quick review makes a bigger difference than you know. Until next time, keep sharing your value clearly. You've earned it.